Hey, I'm Son of Kim, America's face of dating, or Connor McCandless if you're watching me here on Instagram. And today we're gonna be talking about timing and why it's important to start working on dating now. As the old Chinese proverb goes, the best time to plant the tree was 100 years ago. Next best time, right now. We have a guy here on this coaching chronicle today who wrote into me from Instagram. And he was talking about how like family and friends are basically making him and persuading him that, waiting is the right thing. You need to wait for the right person. But that's actually the wrong advice, because if you keep on waiting, chances are you've probably had the right person walk into your life, but since you haven't worked on the skills, you caused her to go cold. You talked her out of liking you. And so let's dive into this email, because family and friends, they're only going to give you advice that is going to get you directly like them and basically just like them to where they want, to where they are at in life. And if you look at their life and let's say that they're obese and they're giving you health advice, you probably shouldn't listen to them about their health advice. So only listen to people who have directly and have exactly what you want, because they actually understand what to apply and what to do to get that ideal result. He says, "Hey SK, I've been wrestling with a question I can't shake anymore. How long am I supposed to wait for the right one to come along? For years, my friends and family have told me to just be patient, that the right person will just show up when the right time is. But honestly, waiting is starting to feel unbearable. Well, answering your question, how long am I supposed to wait for the right one to come along? Chances are you already had the right person come along, and you probably had the right person come along into your life multiple times. But since you didn't know the skills, you chased her right out of your life." And as Einstein said, he said that insanity is doing the same thing over and over again, expecting a different result. He says, "Here's the truth. My last serious relationship was 7 years long. It ended because I felt taken advantage of and she was going cold on me." Dude, your last serious relationship was 7 years long. 7 years long. That's a long relationship. He says, "Last year I gave dating another shot, but that relationship only lasted 3 months before it turned toxic and she went cold again." Well, I'm seeing a pattern here. It's like, I don't know what felt taken advantage of means. Okay, was that mean she used you for your money, used you for sex? What exactly does that mean? And then you said also, the last girl turned toxic and she went cold again. When a girl goes cold, that doesn't mean she's toxic, okay? Like, I don't know what being toxic means to you, but you said she turned toxic and she went cold again. Well, chances are she's not toxic if she went cold. Chances are it's your process, and you're bullshitting yourself with your beliefs to blame it on the girl. Again, I don't know the exact details. You didn't give me the exact details on what toxic means. Maybe she cheated on you. If she did, that's pretty toxic. Was she doing drugs? Was she a chronic stripper? Like, I don't know, like, what does toxic mean? Like, if you ask 10 different people what toxic looks like, they're gonna give you 10 different answers. So you need to be, if you're gonna write me in, you need to be clear on what that means. Because again, all you said was she went toxic and went cold. It doesn't sound like that's toxic. To me, it sounds like you just don't know the dating skills and she left you, basically. Like, that's what it sounds like to me. He says, "Now, whenever I'm around women I actually like, I get so nervous and I don't know what to say or how to act." Again, like, you said she went cold on you in the last sentence. Now, whenever you're around women you actually like, you get nervous. Does that mean the girl's toxic, or does that mean, hey, you get nervous, you need to work on the skills, you need to become more confident? And especially if you don't know how to say or act, of course she's gonna go cold. She wants a fucking man, dude. She wants a man who can make her feel attractive, make her feel like a woman, romance her a little bit. And if you can't do that, then she's bound to go cold on you. Doesn't mean she's toxic, it just means, hey, you need to work on your skills. Which is a good thing, because you know the problem. Even Einstein said, he's like, dude, if I was given 60 minutes to solve a problem, I would spend the first 55 minutes figuring out what the problem even is to begin with, and the last 5 minutes just solving for it. We figured out what your problem is. It's your skills. Now, what are you gonna do about that? Maybe you should get a mentor. Maybe you should start working on this, would be the correct application of what that problem is with the solution. He says, I'm scared of falling into the same patterns again, but I'm also tired of being alone. I don't want to spend another year stuck in the cycle of self-doubt and fear. All I want is to meet someone who aligns with my hobbies and values, someone I can build a long-term relationship with. Well, dude, if you want someone who's of quality, you need to be a man that's quality. And a man that's quality, he's not afraid to invest in himself. He's not afraid to approach. He's not afraid to say no. He's not afraid to tell everyone how it is. Because as the old saying goes, I forget who said it, it was someone in the Marines, I think maybe it was Jocko Willing. He said, I live for myself and I answer to nobody. He said, I'm starting to realize that waiting isn't the answer. It's just making loneliness more painful. Absolutely, man. Like, there comes a point in a man's life where the pain of waiting starts to supersede the pain of just going for it and putting in the work. Like, a lot of people wait also with their health too, and they become extremely obese, have heart disease, and it's because they didn't want to go through the day-by-day pain of just working out and sweating and working hard and looking good. And it comes to a point where you're just like, man, like, that was just not worth it. It was not worth waiting. And it sucks when you get to that point, because that's how I was with my dating life. It took a really hard breakup that broke my heart and left me unconfident for about 2 years to start to realize, man, I just need to work on this and fix it. Like, there's clearly a huge problem here and I need to work on it and fix it. And a lot of guys have this ego of being like, I don't need to get dating advice. I don't need to work with a dating coach, because that's what weak men do. I wouldn't say that. I would say strong men do that because they admit they have a fucking problem. I was like, man, I have a problem. I got to work on this. And dude, once I fixed it, all my friends were like, man, maybe I should work on this too. Because he's absolutely fucking crushing it. He says, what do you recommend for someone like me? How do I move past this fear and take control of my dating life again? Well, the fastest way to do that, dude, is take action and learn the skills necessary, right? The biggest thing holding you back is your self-doubt, like you said, and your confidence, okay? And I know what that's like, man. Like, my parents went through a divorce when I was a kid, and it was so bad that I got put into a shelter. Grew up a lot of my childhood in a shelter because the cops were coming to our house multiple times per week because of domestic disturbances. And when I got into dating, my confidence was shot. Girls were going cold on me. I couldn't hold a relationship. Girls, I couldn't get past the first date, basically. Like, they were just telling me stuff like, oh, you're just such a nice guy, and it's not you, it's me, and like all those speeches. And I just got tired of it. And I hired a mentor, and I learned this stuff, and I just took it to the next level. And now I'm coaching guys around the world like you who are struggling with this stuff. And so, I recommend working with somebody on this. If it's not me, at least get a mentor on this stuff so you can literally collapse the time it would take to get there. Because right now, it's gonna take years and years and years for you to figure this out on your own. You're gonna go through a ton of rejections, a ton of hard periods of your life. And that's fine if you wanna do it, there's no right answer. But I would much rather, the closest thing that you have to time travel right now is just working with a mentor who already went through all that. And so he can just get you to where you wanna be as fast as possible. And if that's you, if you have a great career, you're serious about working on your dating life and you wanna fix this, and it's kind of like the last missing piece. If you're on YouTube, there's a Calendly link in the description below. You can book in a call with my right-hand man, book in a call with my team, and they'll walk you through a strategy of what it would look like to work with me and my team personally inside my program. And if we think it's the perfect fit and we both agree that it's the perfect fit, then we can onboard you into the program right now, get the investment in, get you on board into everything, and book in your first call with me and my team inside the program. You can literally break down my program right now to $100, $150, $200 a month right now because of the partners that we have inside of my program that allow you to do that. And so it's if you're telling me that you can't spend $100 or $200 a month to work on your dating life and work with the best in the industry, then you probably really don't deserve a quality chick to begin with, because you're not willing to invest in yourself, which is also an investment into your future relationship, which is also an investment into your future children, to teach them this stuff so they don't have to go through what you're going through right now. If you're on Instagram, you can message me personally, tell me you've watched this video, and I'll prioritize you in my DMs over everyone else who's messaging us right now, since we probably get about 100 messages a day on average right now, just with all my accounts, which is awesome. It's a great problem to have. But again, if you're serious, you have a great career, you're willing to invest in yourself, and you're willing to take action for yourself, and again, your future relationship and your future children, and just the future generations of what they're going to pass down with this knowledge and what you learn here in the program, then book in that call or talk to me here on Instagram. And so on that note, I'm Sona Kim, or Connor McCandless if you're watching on Instagram, and I'll see you guys in the next video.